Well, hello again. It's back underneath the dash for the fuse panel. I contacted Nick at Vintage Thunderbird Repair and I said, look, how do I get that back? Yeah, I can get the back panel off that fuse holder, no problem. But, you know, I'll have to grind one lip of that rivet off there, or eyelet is really what it is, a long eyelet, you know, probably at least that long. I said, how do you get it back on there so it'll hold? He said, well, there really is no way. The only thing you can do is you know, just put it back up there and maybe just put the screw in. I'm thinking maybe a washer on one side maybe would help. I'm going to try to come up with a different idea. So right now the main goal is to get the rivet out of the fuse holder so I can look in the back, because I don't want to spend the rest of my life on this stupid voltage problem. Alright, so what am I going to do? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little tool right here with that little round bit on the end that I used to remove the rivet on that relay that had broken, and I'm going to grind away the top rolled over edge there, and then remove it from this side and get it out of there. See it down here by my finger? Well, she's out, and I decided to grind it off from the rear because the front was very thick. It would have taken a lot more grinding, and I didn't want to eliminate thick, you know, and then wind up having to deal with the thin. So I cut out the thin. Now all I have to do is clean it up on the wire brush. And then we can go ahead and take a look inside the back of that fuse panel and see what we have. Well, this is the way we're going to put this baby back together. I went ahead and shined up and beveled the edge of the brass eyelet, slid it back over there, and then we're going to take this flat washer, and once we get it all the way through the box, we'll go ahead and apply the flat washer to the back of it like this. It'll fit nicely. It's kind of hard to do one-handed, but there we go. And that'll give me something to push the against the brass like that, and against the wall of the car where it screws in, and that'll keep it from messing things up. That'll work perfectly, because all I did was take the rim off, okay? Just the edge, the edge of the eyelet there. So that'll be about the same thickness as it was originally. The back is swiveled out of the way, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there is our orange wire. See it right there with the yellow stripe? Right there. So, I've got a little continuity tester I've had in my desk drawer for the last 35,000 years. I thought today I would give it a try. It's kind of a neat little deal. It's got a little light on the end of it that lights up. The other end, it just plugs into the base of this thing right here. Got a little plug there. I don't know if you can make that out or not, but that black wire runs over to the yellow, to the orange wire with the yellow stripe that connects into. It's not connected now, but it connects into the wiring harness going up into the steering wheel. So all I have to do is touch, and if I touch and this thing lights up, then I'll know we got good continuity. So let's check it first. Let's see what we got. There it is. We've got continuity from one end to the other. Kind of neat, huh? All right, and you can also use this thing as a flashlight, by the way. You just kind of press the handle right here. Pretty slick. You can shine around in there. Okay, we got continuity. Now what I need to do is apply voltage to the mess and take this thing right here and see if we're getting 12 volts out of there. Okay? So right now, I took the fuse out. I sanded the clips down with a piece of sandpaper best I could. It's kind of difficult to get in there, but you got to play with it. And then I squeezed the clips together, snapped the fuse back in, and that seems to have solved the problem. I might have had a little oxidation in there. It wasn't making good contact, but I now have power here and here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put the screw back in and fasten this thing back to the body of the car, and then we'll go over and check the voltage at the other end of the wire. We have continuity between here and the other end of the wire. We already showed you that. And now I have voltage coming out on each of these. So guess what? You know, there should be voltage at the other end. There has to be, unless the wire has a break somewhere in the middle. So let's fasten it up utilizing this little deal that I ginned up here. You know, I used the same old eyelet Now we'll go ahead and take it away from the wall, put that washer on, and then feed that over the threaded portion and screw it down in there. Alright, everything's back together now. Once more, we're going to test the voltage. And if I don't get any voltage on this tester, it's too cold to stay out here another day. Oh, look at there. Good. Try the other side. Alright, good. We're good to go. Let's go to the other side of the car and check the other end of that wire. Alright, I got this jeweler's screwdriver sticking out of the hole where that wire is, where it's in the, that black plastic plug up there. Let's touch the screwdriver, see what we get. Look at that. Alright, good to go. Voltage all the way across the car now. Now let's plug everything back up, front and rear, and see if we have any flashers. Well, she's hooked back up. We still have no hazard lights, no flashers, only in the front. Oh, jeez. Let's go inside and see if we're still getting our voltage back here. See what's going on. See, we're getting voltage to where we're supposed to get it. Let me see. We're supposed to get it right here on this wire right here, which we are, and this one right here, which we are also. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to take a look at this tomorrow. Man, we got us a nice warm day out today. I don't know, it's up in the 50s, I think. Man, this is great. I am going to open up these garage doors and get some heat inside there. I'm going to take advantage of this day. I'm not going to waste it, that's for sure. We have received a care package from our good subscriber and friend out in Colorado, Nick, from Vintage Thunderbird Repair. He contacted me, said I got a few things I can send you. He said you can have them. They might help you with your current, taillight problems and flasher problems and things like that. He said I have a few extra things you can have also. He noticed that a couple of the items I took off the car and were sitting on the desk, and I think it was 2 videos ago. He said that, I guess that would be 105, I guess it was. He said you can have them. He said I won't charge you anything. Heck of a nice guy, I tell you. I said, well, at least let me pay for shipping, He said, he's no, it's okay, Well, the shipping was more than I had anticipated, so guess what? We worked out a deal. He's going to be reimbursed for that shipping, if nothing else, okay? It's very important. All right, now, let's find out. I'll show you some of the cool things he sent. This is really neat. It's nice to have somebody, a friend, an acquaintance, an online acquaintance, anybody, a knowledgeable person that has this sort of stuff that can help you out. Here is a complete, sequential setup. This is your brake light relay and your flasher relays, your sequential motor, and this is I could plug this up and it would probably work. I don't know, probably not, but you never know. The brake light relay might not work so well, but you never know. I'm going to check them out later. Right now I don't have the time, because he also sent me another. He saw that mine was kind of tore up a little bit on the chrome edges and everything on the, this is the center console. He asked me if I could use it. I said, if you don't want it, I'll be more than happy to see what it looks like, and we'll use the best of the two, mine or this one here. This one's missing the black stuff, which can easily be painted, or I can leave it silver. I don't have to do any of that stuff. Just kind of clean it up, shine it up, and let it rip, and see what happens when I put some cleaner on there. I don't know. We'll see. And he also sent me another sequential motor. He says it's okay, but it runs slow. Means the old motor is probably about shot. They do get worn out after a while. But the thing I like about this is I can. He did a video that shows how to replace these center tabs, if you'll remember, on his channel on Vintage Thunderbird Repair. And he showed us how to take these things out and replace them, because the contacts are burned in the center. So this is what I don't know if I'll take it out of here. Probably will. Is this the one that says, yeah, I'll probably take it out of here. It says okay but slow. I want to change those out and get those real good, but first I got to get the stupid flashers working. And of course these are the lights from the overhead console, and one of these from the overhead console as well. I can use I can remove, make better. Mine have the buttons all kind of, the writing all kind of worn down. This one here is your, where's your flasher here? Yeah, there we go. Mine's kind of, the lettering's kind of worn, but anyway. And then these are really cool. These were the chrome pieces that held the visors up over, you know, over the top of the windshield on the inside of the car, the visors. And here's what he sent me to take their place. Look at these. Oh God, this is so cool. Let me show you the difference here. Look at that. Is that neat? This is the one that these are all pitted. I was just going to shine them up, you know, do the best I can. Now I don't have to do that. He sent me a pair of these. That was real nice. And boy, I got to say thanks for all this stuff, Nick. I really do appreciate it. Nick's a fine feller. He's a fine feller. Now look, what I plan to do, his suggestion was to take, where did I put it now? I had it here just a second ago. Oh my goodness, let me find it. Nick made the suggestion, and I might be able to go ahead and take this flasher relay here, and you know, it's got the two connectors on it, and it's already got a ground wire connected. I don't have to remove any of this stuff. I can just take this one and connect it up. If you know, if all else fails on our troubleshooting right now, maybe this will make a difference. He said, I don't know. You know, I don't know if it will. The chances are it will not make a difference, but you never know. I'm willing to try anything if we run into a total failure. So, it was real nice of him to send me all that stuff. Well, it's been a long time since we've done one of these, but we all know what that means. Shout out to Nick at Vintage Thunderbird Repair. Well, I've still got the jumper wire in. And I've got the multimeter connected to the blue wire. And this is what we'll be reading as soon as I hook up the ground here. That's what we've got. Now, if I remember my electronics right, I should be able to ground both of the pins where this is the white, that's the purple, these two pins right here. I should be able to ground those two, which I have done up here. This wire, these two green wires. Now I should be able to go to the front of the car, stick my positive probe in the connector that matches up to each one of these, and then touch the multimeter to ground, which would also connect it to this ground at the same time. And I should be able to get some continuity. Let's see if that works. Well, that's what we're reading on the white wire. 0.8 ohms. Let's go ahead and hook up the purple now. Well, that's what we're reading on the purple one. So we're getting continuity all the way back, although one's only half the resistance of the other. Kind of weird, actually. I changed alligator wires in the back, and you can see there is a difference. One might have had a little more solder on it than the other. Alright, this whole exercise again brings us back to this relay right here. The question is, the purple and white wires that activate those relays are the two in the center there near the black plastic. Why are they not activating those relays? I can't figure it out. Everything seems to be normal. We're getting voltage through the on-off switch, the flasher switch. We've got continuity all the way to the back, but we're just not getting any voltage. There's no voltage on either one of these when I measure them. Strange, I don't understand. This is all. I've even switched them out to this one over here. Same thing, nothing changed. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's not this. Not that. Because if they're both doing the same, chances of them both doing the exact same thing, no. Pretty odd, you know. It has to be something else in this mess right here. Something isn't right. Alright, stick with me now, folks. Stick with me. Since we had continuity, I've now hooked up the multimeter for DC volts. Remember, we had 12 volts going through that switch up there where I jumped it with that gator wire up front. We have continuity all the way to the back. We got 12 volts up front. We should now have 12 volts in the back. Well, let's go see. Let me hook up the battery. Well, there you go. So we're getting voltage all the way back here. All the wires show continuity. Alright guys, we already know that everything is good down to this plug right here. And we got our, our 12 volts right there. So beyond that, the only thing left is the relay and the wiring and the plug, because this plugs into right there, like that. That's all that's left. The ground was good, the ground was connected. Now there is a possibility that, I don't know, there's a good possibility that I may have wired this thing incorrectly. I know how it's supposed to be wired, but you never know. I may have, got it wrong. So if that's the case, it's Brendan's fault, not mine. Being a mentor carries great responsibility. Great responsibility. When something goes wrong, it's his fault. You can't blame the student. You must blame the instructor. You understand that, right? Good. Well, it's the next day, and whenever you think you've got something 100% accurate, man, it's great. It's the best. It can't get any better than that. That's when you need to stop and take another look. I told you this relay was all that was left. We troubleshot it all the way down. All the wires are good from the front of the car. Everything was working, and I could not figure it out. And I swore I had this thing right. Well, guess what? The ground wire on this relay is, now that we have all the voltages correct, we didn't have the voltage earlier. Nothing was going up that orange wire into the steering column, and nothing was coming back out. But now we've got all that fixed. This thing, I guess, apparently functioned okay as long as it didn't have that correct voltage. It's the only thing I can think of. So anyway, after I got this thing out this morning and took a look at it and shined the old flash, I brought the lamp out of the house there. The wife needed it for a while. The ground wire is supposed to be on pin 85, according to the drawings on this on the side of the thing right here. One coil wire on 86, and the ground wire in this case will be on 85. Well, guess where the ground wire is? It's supposed to be here. Well, I've got it on pin 30. I don't know how I did that, but these two wires have got to be switched. Let's make that happen. Well, lucky us, at least we still have the front parking lights. Let's go around to the back. Oh my goodness, we got something going on back here. Yes, yes, there are our four-way flashers. Fixed at last. Now I got to find out if we have brakes. Yep, look at that. Well, I'll tell you what, if I was a drinking man, I'd have given myself a shot of whiskey over that success. This light here on the fender and this light over here on the other fender are the only two lights that we have yet to fix. Now I have to install the license plate light that I have, but that's just a matter of putting a couple screws up and plugging in a wire. That's a brand new reproduction license plate light that I have, but these things here have to be repaired. Now here's the way that works. In order for this is a signal light that the driver sees. It lights up kind of an amber kind of color, and it only lights when you put your signal light on, left or right. It'll only light if 4 other lights are lit. And that's your parking light down here and the 3 sequential taillight bulbs in the rear. If any one of those bulbs are blown out, this will not light. This will not blink on and off. Okay? So it's kind of a neat deal because it tells you when you have a bulb blown out. I thought that was pretty slick. And it tells the driver that everything's functioning fine, as long as it blinks on and off. The problem is the wires are both broken on both sides, so I need to crawl underneath there, and all I'm going to do is strip them back, twist them together, and see if they work. Now if they work, then I'll do a permanent fix. If not, then we're going to have to take them out and find out what's going on. The bulbs could be blown, the wires could be, the ground could be gone. I don't know. It seems to me there's supposed to be some kind of a gasket between the fender and this too. I can't imagine it's just sitting directly on the metal. Well, that's it for today, guys. I have closed the doors. I feel pretty good. I'll be a lot more relaxed when I hit the hay tonight. I want you sit there watching TV or on the computer, and it's like it never leaves your mind. It never leaves your mind. What is the problem? What is the problem? So tonight I don't have to do that. They're working. Hope you all learned something. Hope those of you who just watched for the entertainment, I hope you enjoyed it. and it wasn't too overly complicated. So until next time, all I can say is, this is John.